You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3, with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Tyler, you're gonna pull a hamstring, stretch for the show.
Well, I stressed before.
Fucking overachiever.
Yeah. Why'd I go? I won't pull a hammy. Welcome back to your Kentucky X-Files.
Wow. Why do I feel like he's doing Is he doing an impression of me over there? Is that what that was?
Impression of me. Hey.
Hey, everybody out there.
We're gonna.
I should have did the woo, like woo.
Oh, yeah, woo. Welcome back to your Kentucky X-Files. Oh, yeah. This is your weird shit, smooth listening station.
I think one night before we record, we should. I just feel like this would be just completely interesting for the listener, right? We eat as much White Castle as we can, and then we start the show the next morning with the urgency of a White Castle poop on deck.
Okay.
So it's literally like, oh, that's really fascinating. What else we got?
Everybody's just like vehemently staring at the recording ticker in the corner, like, God, when's this hour gonna be up?
Is there anything else we wanted to add? It's like 5 minutes in. No, I guess not. Okay, well, all right. Yeah, glad we got that episode done. Jeez.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh,
I was trying to find my where's my little guy at?
That was better.
Where's
Just be the face.
I was trying to find my little face guy. Where's the little face guy at?
Little face guy.
Like Denny's Brad Pitt thing.
Oh, you just turn off your camera.
Oh, okay. Because my guy is perfect for the I got poop.
I got poop.
man.
I don't like those days when you had to go and you're in the woods.
Did you guys ever see? I don't know why this is making me think of this, but I mean, I guess for obvious reasons. But do you guys ever remember seeing the heavy metal alien move? I gotta poop. All right, discuss amongst yourselves. I'm finding it. We're watching it.
So how are you? I see that you're cold, Denny.
I'm fucking freezing.
I'm just saying.
I woke up and I could see my breath.
I'm just saying, like, I really feel that
Cat's trying to take me out.
No, Mother Earth is just drunk, straight up drunk. Like, cause dude, it was literally in the 80s, high 80s.
And look at this. Look at this.
Yeah. And now you got the, like, what is the Alps?
Some mountains sprung up and everything. It was weird.
Wow. Like, oh, it sprung up, it sprung mountains.
Those
and
mountains
snowed.
weren't there. I can promise you they were not there.
Are you saying that they sprouted up or they fell with the snow?
I think it's a conspiracy. You know how the planes go over with the chemtrails?
You guys ready for
That's mountain dust.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This is so dumb.
Move! Out of my way! I gotta go to the bathroom! poop. I gotta 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 poop.
What the fuck?
I'm so glad. I really feel like a lot of the listeners was really like at the edge of their seats, like, oh, I gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
It was funny. But
how many equate that to over the summer, every now and again, I would get a random picture from Josh.
Yeah.
We'd be like, man, it is hot out here. And it's literally a picture of the inside of a John. And you just see his fucking pants just around his fucking ankles. And I'm like, damn it. I'm sitting there fucking dying. Like,
these portalets are hot.
Son of a gun.
I think the best was the power shitter one, the portalet that had the grab handles.
Oh, dude, yeah. He's like, this one's got shit handles.
Yeah,
it did. I'm like, man.
What I think is hilarious is I sent that to like 3 people, and not one person asked me how I took the picture with both hands on the bar.
I never saw it. Did you hold it in your mouth?
Do, 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 do.
Wait a second. Were they on the sides or?
They're on the door. On the door.
They're
directly in front, like a roller coaster.
I have no. I'm like,
yeah, this is. I don't know.
I
want to know what tapped the button. You know the little. You know how you tap the button to take the picture.
Yeah.
If both of his hands are on the thing.
So do you want to know the secret? I can tell you the secret. It's really not that exciting.
No, it was like
it was wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Like an elephant's trunk. It's not fucking prehensile.
How many fucking elbows does that thing have? Jesus.
So we have to wear hard hats at work. So all I did was put my phone on video and shove it up between my hard hat band and my forehead and recorded for like 3 seconds and pulled it out, screenshot it, flipped the picture and sent it. That's how I did it.
Could you imagine like that? Just random, like what if it wasn't locked and somebody like wanted to take his and they just open the door and he's holding the door with a fucking phone stuck in his hat. And he's like, God, I'm in here. And they're just like, He shuts the door real quick.
The only thing I'm like picturing now is like, man, I know he's the boss, but his boss is out there like, I wonder where Gibbs has been for a while. He's just taking videos in the fucking
probably doing something riveting right now.
Yeah, he's doing some paperwork.
He's going above and beyond somewhere. Yeah. If I know that Josh.
Yeah, he's building
a house.
He's
in the shitter
building.
With his fucking phone shoved in his hat. I gotta get a picture of these handles. Man, this is gonna fuck with those guys so bad. And it did.
That's pretty much exactly what it was too. And after I sent it out, I was like, I sent it to you, and I sent it to my buddy Don, who used to work with me. I think that's it actually. Yeah. And my buddy Jake from the show. And none of you guys were like,
not one of us. Yeah.
Hey, how do you have both hands on the bar?
Do you ever think your friends are not that bright? You know?
I mean, you know,
like I know us, and
the pure comedy effect that if somebody would have noticed, it was totally worth it. You know, because like as soon as I said nobody asked how I took the picture with both hands on the bar, the look on your face was like, what the hell?
Yeah, maybe some part of our subconscious was like, do we want to know how he did it?
Right.
Just block this out. You know,
that's possible. That's
fucking funny though, man. I had a couple guys at work stop me a couple weeks ago. I'm very, very delayed on this. Sorry, fellas. Dakota and Noah were hanging out, drinking, I guess, a few nights back, and got to see their very own UFO.
Oh, nice.
UFO?
Yeah, so they like couldn't wait to get to work. They were like, dude, we fucking saw something. And I kept thinking, because it was a few weeks back, Starlink went over.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, there's been a lot of Starlink or whatever. But what they described to me was like, okay, yeah, Starlink don't do that. My cousin Scott, he saw Starlink recently.
Right.
And he's like, dude, this shit went across the sky in a straight line.
That's not how he said it.
Yeah. Listen, man.
There you go.
I ain't even lying. I love you, Scott.
Scott square bottom.
He said, he's like, dude, it was crazy. He's like, straight line all the way across the sky, blah, blah, blah. And I sent him pictures. I'm like, did it look like this? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's Starlink. That's one of Elon Musk's Batman toys, right? And so when these guys were talking to me, I'm like, did he go across in the straight line? Was there a bunch of them? They're like, no, there's like one. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what it do? They were like, yeah, it went across the sky and then it just went straight up. I'm like,
all right.
Okay, I filed that one under not Starlink. Okay,
Right.
I don't believe Starlink has those capabilities yet. Yeah, they were like freaking out about it, and they were like, dude, this thing is fucking nuts. It went straight across. They said it was hauling ass, and then all of a sudden it just was like, whoop, gone. And they're like, what the fuck was that? So they couldn't wait to tell me about it, and it's pretty wild. I need to get the location, like where they were at, because I know they were like hanging out, having a few beers or whatever, and they saw it and were like, couldn't wait to tell me about it. It's pretty fucking wild.
That's awesome.
I wanted to tell you guys before I forgot about it.
Right.
I feel
Again.
like is it weird that all this stuff, like UFO stuff, kind of died down kind of bit? Like, you think that after showing the two supposed aliens, that it would be everywhere, just scattered? Like, oh my God, there's two aliens. Ah!
Yeah.
And then the whole whistleblowers coming to Congress and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
once they came, and then the aliens came, was shown. Like, it's dead. It's like so quiet.
Yeah. Some of the
It's
guys
still there.
The guys at work were talking about that. They're like, it's fucking weird. It's like the government's like, oh yeah, aliens are real, and everybody was like, eh, and went on about their day.
Yeah,
I mean,
we know.
What if
We've told you for years?
I'm not saying that they are, but what if those bodies that they were showing, what if they're authentic, right?
Right.
And like everything that the people are seeing, what if it's all authentic and the government's like, yeah, this shit's happening. And everybody, like you said, they're like, eh. What if it's not the discovery that excites us? What if it's the idea that somebody's lying to us about it is what gets us going?
Because it's just like a car wreck. You don't want to see somebody being injured.
Yeah.
But like, you always rubberneck. You always look like, is there something bad happen? It's like,
yeah.
We always look for something like negative about something, but we really don't want it.
Look at every time they discover a new species. Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, people like us care. We think it's cool, but
awesome. Yeah.
For the most part, nobody fucking cares. The general public, it's like, we got this new species of fish that nobody's ever seen before, and everybody's like, eh.
I put it.
That's
I
true.
Put it like,
but people think that birds are drones, and then it's like, hey, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's what the Bigfooters need to fucking do. They need to just be like, no, it's no Bigfooters, no Bigfoots,
right?
No Bigfoots, guys. It's swamp gas.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the UFO community is going to want swamp gas back eventually, but they could probably use it for a while. swamp ass.
Yep.
I don't like
That's
that.
what you smelled.
That's like last week. We're done with swamp ass. It's cold now. But I feel like everybody has that like whole idea of it's like, yeah, they want to know if it's real or not. But then they're like how Josh was saying, it's like, man, I like we really don't care. It's like it's because you're like thinking about it, it's like, oh, it's cool, but do I still have to pay taxes? Do I still have to go to work? Like, does this information help me in any fucking way? Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but
hey, the
like
grocery bill is more than a mortgage right now. Yeah, I mean, it's great you're saying aliens are real, but can we fucking do something about that?
Dude, what if that's it? What if that's like, what y'all in the government have beat us down so much with this shit? That's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're just like, fuck, aliens are real? UFOs are real? Dude, do I have to fucking pay taxes on that too?
Right.
Like, there's a UFO tax all of a sudden and an alien tax? Like, come on, man. Dude, really? Back off. We're struggling out here, So, God, man, I want to tell the folks what's going on with me, but I'm so afraid to jinx everything. You know what I'm talking about? I know you guys know what's going on, but I'm I want to jinx it. Fingers crossed out there. You know what? Any of you guys listen to this, if you want to send some positive waves at me, that'd be really appreciated. I'm not dying that I know of.
Right.
I could be. So you're going to want to get on that. Send them thanks. No, I'm trying to move. We found a little farm and everything is so far so good, but you know how shit goes. So positive. Get it at me. Positives. So I want to be driving to work and I just want to feel those prayers coming in, just slapping me in the face. All right. Thank you. Ahead of time. I'm a bundle of nerves about this whole thing. I can't help it. Like Jesus.
Dude, you're preaching to the choir on that one. Remember, I had already given up my rental place.
Yeah.
And had to rent the house I'm living in for like 3 months because the loan company was suddenly like, we can't finance it because you don't have city water hooked up and it's available. Talk about nerves, because a lot can happen in your finances in 3 months,
Right. Yeah. I know. I think I brought this up to you guys before, like what me and Kat were talking about doing. My wife, Kat, for those of you out there who don't know her, we were actually talking about going back through all of our like old videos, pictures, things like that, and literally start at 4 years ago and do like a little like short, like kind of like a podcast together and just start telling the whole thing, everything that happened. And for some folks out there that I haven't brought this stuff up, on here as much, you're probably going to be really surprised at some of the shit that we've done and been through for over the last 3 or 4 years. So this like finish line, it's like right here, it's like, it's just got me like fucking, like, come on, Yeah, dude, I totally get it. You gave up your fucking rental place and you're like basically in limbo. Woo.
Yeah. That was fucking scary. You got a kid getting ready, or actually kid getting ready to end school year,
Yeah.
And like, what do you do? Like, if something terrible goes wrong, are we got to like uproot and go to another school district and rent? And it's just, it was a lot, man. It was a lot fast. But thankfully everything went through and we was able to get some stuff done. Now, there was a lot of people that thought I was an absolute fool for digging a water line in the rainiest season. And of course, there was some talk in the neighborhood, like, what the hell is the city doing down here? And, but it was kind of I had to. Yeah. I didn't have an option. I freaking had to. I would have stayed on cistern. I had no problem with cistern. Your clothes feel better on cistern. Your hair feels better on cistern.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a water bill because out where we live, there's a surcharge for where they put the lines in 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So like where everybody else in the county's water is like 20, 40 bucks a month, ours is like almost 70, you know?
Yeah.
So like I would have been tickled to death to not have a water bill.
Right.
You know?
I had something that happened early on here was it was a pressure connector for a water line here. I dug from the road to halfway back here and I ran the water line, but there was like a pressure connector that fucking broke. It like popped or something. So for like 3 months, dude, I just had the biggest water bills, just saturated ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So literally had to dig it back up and redo it. You know what I mean? And oh my God, dude, that sucked so bad. You know, but then once it was over, it was kind of funny because once it was over, my wife comes in with the water bill. She's like, "You're not going to fucking believe this. Oh my God." And I'm like, "Oh no." You know, like she hands me a $22 water bill.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fucking, I'm going to play along. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to pay this? I'm like, you know,
right.
God, it sucks, man. I just hate it. Water's such a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Because you're basically at the mercy, like hoping that whatever it was stays together, doesn't break, you know, doesn't freeze.
I mean, you're harnessing one of the most powerful forces in nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people don't really think of it like that, but you are. Water carved the world.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to put you through this piece of 3/4 poly.
Yeah.
And bury you in the ground.
Yeah.
Take that, you know.
I took all day with a excavator to fucking dig that line, dude. That shit sucked all day. Yeah. I don't know. What can you do?
See, you guys are like literally just gave more weight to what I just said.
But
with all the bullshit dealing with a home,
that's true.
and all the with all this stuff with the government and people coming out saying all these UFOs and stuff, like we care, we want to know, but then
who has time?
Right.
Like you dealing with that kind of shit going on in your life.
Yeah.
And this doesn't stop. Everybody knows that crap like this doesn't stop.
Right.
It's always something else around the corner. Something else breaks. Like you're not getting enough hours at work, so now bills are piling up. It's just
right.
It's like shit. Like we can't actually enjoy something that we're interested in anymore. And I feel like that's probably a big thing about it.
Well, think about that too. It's like, you know, we're at the era where something you may love, a passion of yours, is a hobby now, because there's no time. You can't take, like, say you're like super good at carving wood. Fuck, 150, 200 years ago, you're making a living doing something you just love to do.
Right.
Now, no, nobody's paying you what you need to live in today's world for doing what you love.
No, hell no. You know, that's prime. Okay, I got a great example of this. Sam, over the last weekend, went to Ren Fair.
Yeah.
And she and her friend and the kid went over there, and they were going through some of these shops, and they found some just trinkets and odds and ends stuff, and they were selling them for like $40 or $50. And her friend was like, I'm not spending this much money on something like this. And Sam had the wherewithal to be like, you know, no, this makes sense. Because if it took this person 2 hours to make this, then they only made $20 an hour to make this.
Yeah.
And $20 an hour is not much in this economy.
Yeah.
It doesn't go very far at all.
Yeah.
You know, especially you're talking self-employed.
Oh, yeah.
So you had to buy the materials, which means you made less than $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had kind of a graph drawn on my computer when I was running a knife shop full time, and in all honesty, is like I even though I like to look at it because it kept me organized, it was still depressing to look at because I was a blacksmith, I'm a grinder, I'm shaping the metal, I'm buying the metal, I'm cleaning up, I'm heat treating, I'm doing all this stuff for one knife that took me probably the better part of a few days to make. But then when I go to the graph, there's all these different jobs and job descriptions, but there's only one dude jumping from job to job doing it. So if you take the value of the knife, divide it by however many hours you work that day, each job is only making a few bucks an hour, and it's depressing. I did have a really, really good customer base though, that a lot of times, I mean, honestly, 100% of the time I put what I needed to make off of that knife, and somebody would come along and snag it up without any kind of, because they wanted that.
Right.
But when the economy, did its thing a few years back, that was pretty much over with. There was there's no recovery. Even now, like I've toyed around with the idea of getting back into it once I move, but doing the math, I'm like, it has to be like a hobby. It has to be a side hustle, probably for years. You know what I mean? There's no way for it to overtake what I need monthly.
Right.
And continue running,
I feel like in those types of like industries, like something like that, like you're not really selling something that somebody needs, like a commodity. Like you could start a business like a convenience store would boom higher than something like that because there's a demand.
Yeah.
Especially if you find your place in a rural area where there's not like you're a bridge between like big like Walmarts or grocery stores and stuff, you can sell those things and like that's a demand. People will buy from you. But when you're selling something like that, very unique, the markup has to be really high to justify the time that you're putting into it. It's like you're putting a lot of effort into it. And like you're saying, you have multiple jobs that are being done to this thing. So you have to like it literally has to even out. And that's the hardest part too. And the crappy thing is like you probably could have the same skill level as these top knife makers and stuff. But since your name is not as high as they are or noticeable, you're not getting the money because people don't know you.
Yeah.
And that's the shitty part about it. Like, cause you got to take those hits so people know your name. And then, but by the time you're pushing and pushing and pushing, you're already in yourself, digging yourself a hole farther and farther, with the money and shit.
Yeah.
You break before you even have the opportunity to start making that money because it's like it doesn't matter the skill level anymore. I like this actually reminded me of a picture, a meme that somebody posted. It showed somebody on social media. It's this average. It's a cartoon. It's an average looking person, and painted something immaculate, like it looks beautiful, and then it shows somebody that's the typical influencer skimpy outfit and stuff, and literally draws a stick figure, and it shows how many likes and follows that each one got. The one that actually had the talent got like nothing really. The other one blew up because they're not selling what they're doing, they're selling themselves. And I don't like I feel like that's where we're heading. Like it's like you're not selling your product anymore. You're selling yourself. And I hate to say it, but if you're a good looking person, that's the only way like you'll get somewhere a lot of times.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we want to be PC about that? Because, I mean, we say good-looking person, but
It's women.
if you're a good-looking woman, you're gonna make yourself a fortune probably. If you're a good-looking man, you'll do okay.
It's
You're
just
not
like
gonna do great.
it's this is weird. Don't get me. This is weird. I told this guy I work with. He just like started a while ago, but he's been there. Like he just graduated high school, and was talking to me about streaming and stuff, and he's never really got into that, and he didn't know what to do. I was like, dude, it's like this, like. Just saying, you're a good-looking man. You're very fit. I kept telling him, I was like, dude, you get so many like follows if you take your shirt off and start squirting yourself with baby oil. You're a good looking dude. E-girls would totally eat that up. And then even on top of it too, is like say that he's playing Call of Duty or something, he gets shot and killed or something, and he just starts pumping out reps, like saying, I won't do that again. It's like that, like I feel like that's the gimmick that he should make. And I feel like he would go far in that. But me, I fucking look like somebody from the fucking woods. I couldn't do that.
You never know. You never know. I mean, who is it that the ladies that listen to this show rise up in defense of over and over again?
Every time we pick on him.
Yeah, every time. You leave Tyler alone. Mm-hmm. Leave our little sweet boo-boo alone. Little sweet boo-boo.
Yeah, nobody's coming to our defense ever.
They're like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
But I was saying,
no, they're like, where's the old one at?
Where's the old one at? It's only because you got more gray than we do. That's the only reason.
Yeah. I'm kind of cheating. I cheat on that, by the way.
I cheat a lot. It's because he's blonde. He doesn't really gray.
I'm like, oh, look at all that fucking dude. All this is just gray now. So I'm like, yeah, it's good. Get rid of that.
Yeah, I was telling the same thing with my son. You remember? I don't know if you guys seen it on right by where KOI was. Is there's that rock and gem shop, like fossil shop?
Yeah,
it closed down.
Shocker.
So, but that's the thing, because they had everything in there. Something that was like $1 all the way up to like thousands of dollars. Excuse me. And he's like, oh, that's a bummer, because we actually went in there and he bought a couple things, and I was like, well, you got to understand, buddy. It's like a storefront like that. It's just too much. That really cuts into you. Like, granted, I know my son. He's 11 years old. Trying to talk to him about money and stuff like that. He doesn't get it. He just knows that it's cool. But like, you got like, I was like understanding why they closed it, because think about, okay, foot traffic with people coming in, they probably didn't have that many people. So what was the point wasting that money to rent that space, cutting into your profits that you're getting, especially probably you're probably selling the most of your stuff online, which would have been the best way to do it in the first place. Like, screw the storefronts nowadays, like stuff like that, because they're not just like the knife business. Like, you have to put your view out to a bigger audience, and the internet shoots you all across the world.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to have people coming into your shop.
Yeah, because eventually you're just paying rent, so a few handful of people have a place to hang out.
Yeah, and
that spot is notorious for little like boutique shops like that, novelty stores.
I thought that that was the other one across the street, the little tiny one.
I'm talking about that little area right there.
Oh, the little area itself.
Look at how many businesses have came and went right there.
There was a candle shop in there for a while too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a karate class.
Well, how do you buy karate?
I don't know.
Karate.
Yeah.
I remember we looked at that. You're talking about the building, the white building with either red roof or red shutters
Yes.
or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we looked at that years ago. A family member of mine was going to open up a hair salon there. She ended up opening up on the main drag over there where Spider Arms was. I think she actually rented from your uncle.
Is like actually where Spider Arms is?
I think it's the next one over because Spider Arms is where Nextel used to be.
Where the old laundromat used to be.
Yeah, directly across the gravel parking lot.
Yeah, I don't
Same
know if
side.
he owns. I don't know if he owns that, but
That's
I
where
know
she
what
went.
you.
But that
Yeah, 'cause
space is a great
I've seen that.
space.
Yeah, it's a
The
great
red and white
'cause
building
it's
is
on.
it's a great space. It's old Main Street corner store. Awesome. The problem is that Main Street doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You know where Main Street exists? Where manufactured Main Street exists. Metamora, Indiana, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, places like that is where Main Street exists.
Yeah, because me and Denny said the same thing when we went to the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival.
Mm-hmm.
We were seeing I was like, dude, most of these shops that are around here would not survive in a normal town.
No.
Because the foot traffic that you get just probably being in Gatlinburg is crazy. You'll find anything. It's like literally taking Amazon and pouring it out onto a fucking an actual strip.
That's what kills me is that we have let Main Street die. There's a few main streets out here. One of the most beautiful main streets, I think, in Northern Kentucky. Now, this is just my personal opinion, but one of the most beautiful main streets in Northern Kentucky is Williamstown. That it's like stepping back into the 50s.
Yeah.
Like if you just stare at it, you can picture the old 50s cars cruising up and down, the soda shops and this and that. Gorgeous building structures.
Yeah.
Beautiful Main Street. Dead as a doornail.
Yeah.
Dead. There's maybe an insurance company, stuff that's recession proof. Anything recession proof survives on Main Street.
Yeah.
People have to get insurance. People have to go and get, medicine. So pharmacies, they last, but they only last as long as a Walgreens or a Walmart or something like that doesn't show up. So the one-stop shopping,
Yeah.
But we will step over and pass the exit for a local Main Street and travel 4 hours to go walk around in a manufactured Main Street.
Yeah.
I hate it. And, the bad part is I'm just as guilty of online shopping and things as anybody else.
Sure.
But for us, the stuff we do, there's no place to buy the shit we buy. Like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't have a mom and pop audio store. They don't fucking exist. The music stores, the mom and pop music shops are all gone.
Yeah.
Guitar Center came in, gave us all these promises, patted us on the butt and said, we're going to be good to you. Shut down all of the guitar shops, all the mom and pop music shops. Yep. And then looks like it's been in bankruptcy for the last 12 years.
Yeah. That's the name of progress here in our country, though. That's what we wanted. A lot of people, it's like you said, I'm just as guilty. I buy shit online because it's convenient. Also, too, is we have a different work week now. So if I'm being dead honest, when I'm off of work, I'm not going to 6 or 7 mom and pop stores to get the things I need. I'm going to go to one so that I can get home and salvage what's left of my freedom of that day. And it sucks because that's the name of the game now. That's what we bought. We bought and paid for that,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where you trace back the absolute root of this problem because it's compounded. I don't see a simple root to it. It's
there's no one answer.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is okay, so your example is a great example. Our 40-hour work week, 5 days on, 2 days off, was not designed for it to be a dual income household and everybody's working 40 hours with 2 days off.
Yeah.
It was designed so that one person went to work and drew an income that covered all of the bills and paid everything and took care of the family. And the other person stayed at home and took care of the house. Now, because everybody has to work 40 hours, you don't actually get any time to decompress and relax.
No.
Even on your days off, you're either mowing or doing laundry, or you're running for this, you're doing your shopping. It's our system is
as
fucked
much
up.
as you can into the short period you have.
Right.
100%.
It's 100% fucked up. And it's no wonder, like, the people's mental health is declining over time. And, we're stressing ourselves out over shit. I saw on Facebook, it was like, we were designed to be hunter gatherers and live free on the land. And instead we've got credit scores and taxes.
Yeah. And I guess I'll just throw this out there. You guys threw like your hardships out. I can't say that I have I'm having a hard time, but the crappy thing is that I'm 32 years old and I still live with my parents.
You're not alone out there, bub.
There's a lot.
I try to keep that. I don't think our listeners is that dumb. Like, they could have put 2 and 2 together, but we've made a lot of jokes about it.
And that's the thing. That joke was a big joke back in the 70s and the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody made that joke and it just lingered over. But dude, there are so many people that haven't moved out because they fucking can't.
Yeah.
I feel like I make a decent amount of money nowadays, but the crappy thing is that I could probably go get an apartment, but then I'm literally stretched so thin that I don't think I would ever be able to save anything. And then I won't be and I hate the whole thing of renting. I get the point of renting, but then I'm not working to something. I'm not working to own something.
Right.
That's why I've always wanted to see if I can get to that point where I could get a house and I'm not talking about something giant or anything of that, any of that, but it's tough because, and I gotta look at it at face value right now. I don't feel that I'm going to find somebody anytime soon that could share the load with me. So it's always going to just be me.
And I gotta make out there come in.
But
now's your chance.
But that's the thing. I wanted to make sure that I'm okay with myself, that I can do it myself, and that's the whole reason. Like, I don't want to be. I know there's a bunch of people out there don't want to sit there and live with their parents for the rest of their life, but it sucks. I wanted to move out, but I don't know. I'm gracious that my parents are allowing me to do this. That I help out as much as I can, and I'm just trying to save up and see if I can eventually get out of here. So,
I mean, that's again though. That's what we bought. We bought and paid for that in this country. We bought and paid for that. We are literally.
Fuck you, Josh.
Encounters takes a whole new.
I misspelled it. Shit.
It takes a whole new meaning. You think about it.
It's encounters, right?
Yeah.
I screwed up. I didn't spell it right. All right.
I mean, that's what we bought and paid for, though. We literally did that.
Wait, how'd you know it was me?
I heard your keyboard.
And you had this grin when you were typing. You were like,
yeah.
It's one of them things where, when the conspiracy guys come out, I know we got a conspiracy we're going to go into. So look at that, perfect segue. The conspiracy guys that said that the system's designed to keep.